Hello, and welcome to this video series designed for beginners. My name is Sven Haveliger. I am the author of all courses on pianobasics.com. Perhaps it is the same for you as many adults. You've been dreaming a long time about learning to play the piano, but you have no idea where to start. Or maybe you think you need to read music first, or that you need to be incredibly talented in order to get a few sounds out of this instrument. If so, I have good news for you. Neither one of those things is necessary. I always teach holistically, where we always include all senses. Now I'm going to show you how that works. Just look over my shoulders, and we're both going to get started. Okay, let's really get started now. I'll begin by giving you an overview of how to make music, using my holistic method and what it means. And then we'll look at the keyboard, and the reasons why playing the piano is really logical and simple. And then we'll actually start using the keys. But first, think about it. What does music really consist of? I always ask my students this question, and very few have a concrete answer. Most of them say tones, emotions, or other things that pop into their minds. When I look at the basics of how to make music, what are the elements that make up music or playing music? Then I arrive at 3 basic elements. And it is really important that you just simply understand them to begin with. Most people tell me that music consists of sounds. That's good. The right hand would create the melody. Those are single tones that you can simply play. That sounds nice. It's not wrong, but it's also not terribly interesting. Then there are 2 additional elements. The first element, most can guess it when I turn their attention to it. When I now play this. These are still single notes, but now there is another element. You probably have guessed it. It's rhythm. That's the element that livens things up a bit. If I play something rhythmically correct, I can play simple things, and it already sounds cool. Then there is a third element, which only few people can guess, and that's harmony. That's always 2 or more notes played concurrently. It means I can now play these 2 notes. And you will notice when I play that, just these 2 notes, that it already creates a certain feeling. When I use just 2 notes, like this or like that, you can just experiment a little for yourself, and you will discover key combinations that you like more, or that you like less. The closer the keys are together, the more dissonant their sound. Of course, you can always use the black keys. Just experiment a little, play around a little. Now, when I add a third note, it becomes quite a bit more interesting. When I play 3 notes now, I can play these notes with just the left hand, just with the right hand, or with both hands together. 3 notes can sound like this. You will notice when I play that, it's beginning to sound quite like music. I am now just in the harmonics element, several notes together, but once I know a little how this works, I can also use 4 notes. I can also partially use the same notes again. It's permitted, and I already find myself truly in a fantastic musical world. Therefore, several notes played together, that's harmony. And now you can imagine if we combine all 3 elements, it creates music, something like this. Something very simple, but it sounded correct. To summarize, melody, harmony, and rhythm together. And I'll later show you how it's all learned holistically. Okay, now, we want to look at the keyboard and how the piano is constructed. The piano is a logical and visual instrument. And this means when you look at the keys, you will notice that there is a certain logic. The black and white keys are not just jumbled together, but we always have 2 black keys, 3 black, 2 black, 3 black, 2, 3, all along the entire keyboard. If you have a normal, digital or upright piano, then you have 88 keys. And this series of 2 and 3 black keys is repeated 7.5 times. If you have a keyboard with less keys, it does not really matter at this time. The regularities remain exactly the same. When I sit down at the piano, I make sure that the tip of my nose is always lined up here in the center at these 2 black keys, or there. If your nose is aligned this way, then you can easily reach the entire keyboard. And it is simple to play the piano like that. Remember, this is always your point of departure. And now the individual keys all have a name, and those are the names of the notes. I can show them in music notation, but I can also just name them. Now when I play this note below these 2 black keys, then that would be a C. In music terminology, for the experts, it's a C, but you don't have to know that right now. So the middle C, right at the tip of your nose, should now sound like this. The exciting thing about the piano is that you need know only this series of notes. Now I will show you the notes and what they are called. Here is a C, and then a D, then an E, then an F, then a G, then an A, then a B. Perhaps you know this as H. In German-speaking countries, it is often called an H. Internationally, it is always a B. And then here, when I get back below these 2 black keys, then I have again a C. This means that once you know this series of keys, and you really know it, then you are ready to know the piano. There is no need to learn each key and each note. Therefore, if I play a C right here and a C here again, then your hearing will tell you that they sound quite alike. This up here too. Down here too. And again down here. These are all C's. This is not just a theoretical construct. You will be able to relate to it by ear. If you sing this, it would be a normal major scale. It literally cries for resolution here. Now it's complete, and then it starts all over. In musical lingo, this is called an octave. You probably have heard of this before. And now it's always the same. If I touch the keys going up, then I have a D here, down here a D, and up here again a D. Then I have down here an E, and then F, G, A, B, and C. Okay, it's best if you now practice this quickly for yourself. This is really important, regardless of which style you prefer. The names of these notes are something you should really know. There is no way around it. Okay, so much on this subject. Now we want to look at how to keep your hand as still as possible. Technically speaking, how to learn playing the piano as relaxed as possible. You can now simply put your thumb onto C, like this. And then each key has its finger. And now you're probably feeling, yes, it's a bit uncomfortable in the wrist. And now you can slide up 1 octave, and now you have your thumb on the upper C. This is how it should sound now. And now all you need to do is simply press your individual fingers down. It's really important here that your wrist is very straight and that there is a natural bend in your fingers. Very similar to grasping an orange, relaxed, without thinking about it. Just grasp it. Then you will hold your fingers the same way as if playing the piano. The fingers are bent. Sometimes when we are playing the black keys, they are straight. But for now, we will bend them like this. A little hint for the ladies. If you keep your fingernails long, it does not work so well when playing the piano. When things start to clatter here in front, then you will change your position like this. Then you will tense up here in front and here in back, creating pain over time. I would not recommend that. Therefore, playing piano and long nails don't go together. Now simply play the notes from the low to the high end. And just watch your hand. Let's see what happens. It's not necessary to play this real fast, but simply slow. And watch the notes make a beautiful sound. And also, not somehow like this, but truly like you are singing them. Now, let's take a look at harmony. I've briefly explained this before. Harmony, remember, is created by always playing two or more notes together. And now, if I just play on the white keys, I can already create quite a bit of music. I'll show you. You'll move again from your point of departure, from C, simply down one octave, so that you now have your little finger on the C. This note. And watch that your fingers are parallel to the keyboard. Each finger has its key. Now, you press the little finger, the middle finger, and thumb down. In musical lingo, this would be a C major chord, commonly also referred to as just C. This is the simplest form of a C chord. I won't discuss the other chords further. That would be more than can be covered in this video. Just know it's a C chord. There is also the note C, which is here, here, and here. And with the C chord, I always have the notes C, E, and G. Now do the following. Move your left hand simply up a couple of keys. And then you press the keys down, and now you will notice that I am moving from here to there. I still have all white keys. I'm still in the same form. The finger position is still the same, but the sound is very different. Then when you move up again a different sound. Up once more, up once more, up once more, up again. And here I have a little special sound. And then I'm again at the C. This is again a C note, up one octave. This works for a note as well as a chord. It's again a C. Now, you will have noticed that you have played 7 different chords. The 8th is again a C, and I already created different sounds. Now in a moment, you can go back and play them by turns. If this is your first time at a piano, it's likely to be a little difficult, and I observe this or that with my students. It will take a little time, but you won't have to practice very long. You'll notice, when you concentrate on this slowly a few times, you'll master it relatively quickly. Okay, and now we are going to combine the whole thing. We'll combine harmony and melody and start making a little bit of music together. You'll put your right hand on the C note in the middle, your left hand here on the C major chord. And now you do no more than simply play the notes we played before, going up, these 5 notes simply, from lower to higher, and you press the chord at the same time. Now you move up one key and do the same thing. And you'll notice, when playing it, oh, that sounds very different. Then another one up, and it sounds different again. and yet again, a little different. And now you move upwards like this. Then starting from the G note, from the A note, here there is a little tension, and then I've arrived again at C. Okay. And now, it's important that you repeat this and experiment with a few combinations. For instance, you can start at this note. Here I have the F note with my little finger. And then you can just play the notes going up, or from the upper going down, or just freely play around a bit. The point is that you do this on your own and repeat it on your own. Intuitively, by ear, you will learn a lot. It is not important that you have the sheet music in front of you or that you understand the details, but that just like a child, you sit down and try it out. Okay, to end this session, I will now play just what I've shown you, and then simply play a few melodies, just to inspire you, and give you ideas. Have fun with it.